Retiring from the Kansas State House.
Regrettably.
How long did you serve us in Topeka?
8 years.
8 years. That's a long time. You have a strong track record of achievement there. You want to talk a little bit about the things you're most proud of, maybe?
Well, I believe we had a very good session last session in particular. If the Senate had not been as intransigent, we would have had a great session. But as far as I'm concerned personally, I'm very proud of having passed a bill on insurance for autistic children. You may or may not know that many years ago I was appointed chairman of Children's and Families Issues, and it was accidental. I'm an economist. I don't know why they picked me for that, but I became passionate over it because these kids have nobody to speak for them. They have no lobby. They have no money. They're in dire need, and for many years we in the state have basically neglected them by putting them on waiting lists for services that we're required to get. So that's last year we passed 2 bills that helped them, and I had a commitment from the governor to take them all off the waiting list this coming session. He's going to put money in the budget, and that was, so to speak, my highlight.
Awesome.
Nobody's going to know much about that. But we also did a great thing, I believe, with the tax reform, which is not yet complete. The governor has a vision, and I believe he's on the right track. I think we're going to be a very competitive state with job creation and economically very sound once we complete it. There's some changes that need to be made in the tax bill, but we're on the right track. That was the second thing. Finally, we had some bills on immigration, which for the last 5 years I've been voting to make changes. Senate did not work with us this year, and so none of them got passed, but they will come up next session. I hope that we're going to have a change in the Senate. We need 2 more conservative senators to have an entire leadership change in the Senate, which would be just a great thing for the state of Kansas, having the House and the governor and the Senate all working together, which did not happen last session. So overall, I feel very good about last session. The first few sessions, I was more of a backbencher. You know, it takes time to become part of leadership, and you know, I feel good about it. I feel that I've given back something to the country that's been extremely good to me. I've been very fortunate as an immigrant to come here.
Where did you immigrate from?
I was born in Germany of Austrian parents, and I came in 1959.
To Olathe?
No, to New York. And ever since then, it's been just an incredible life. I've been very fortunate. I got my education here through graduate level. Found a wonderful woman to marry. We'll be married 50 years next year.
Wow.
And created a business. And we were so fortunate. At one time we had 150 employees, and you know, with access to our own airplane, that kind of thing. I was saying, God, you're too good to me. And so America has been wonderful to me. And I was pleased that at the age of 64, I was recruited. You know, I never thought I would go to the legislature. A guy like me who talks funny, nobody knows him. You know? I mean, I didn't even live in. If I moved at the time across the street, I would have been outside the district.
Oh wow!
So when I was recruited at the age of 64, I started a new chapter in life, and it was very pleasing. And I feel that I've done my duty.
Good, good, good. What advice would you give these potentially dozens and dozens of freshmen that will be serving Kansas in the state legislature this coming January?
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. I think I'm involved in a couple of elections myself that I'm trying to have people get elected. But you know, the first year you go up there, you have to really learn how things work. The committee system, you need to listen. And nobody, I think that's the one thing I did right. I made a few mistakes also, but you know, I kept my mouth shut, which is hard for me to do for the first few months. And finally, when I felt I had something to say, I did go up there. Very often, freshmen think that they are going to change the world. They go up. They don't know. They need 62 others to work. So you need to go to caucus. You need to listen to leadership, and you need to make some alliances with people that think similarly to the way you think and have your values, and then start looking at legislation. Don't be too eager to co-sponsor legislation. Very often you sponsor something when it comes back from the committee or from the Senate. It's changed. I've had this stuff happen to me where I had to vote against my own bill because the bill was no longer the same bill.
Yeah.
So it's a learning process. They all have a steep learning curve, but we have very good leadership, and this is the only thing I regret. And I don't regret not being back for any other reason that I could have been playing a role as a decision maker, a policy maker, and maybe helping these folks. But there are enough senior folks there who are going to do the job.
Mm-hmm. Now, I remember we had like a town hall or something with a number of representatives, senators, right across the hallway here in the council chambers. This was a couple years ago, and I think you mentioned a good thing for Kansas would be to shrink the House, maybe, I didn't get it right, from 125 maybe to 90? Tell me a lot about
70.
that.
Well,
70?
That's a pipe dream. It's never going to happen, but it seems to me, when we did the county arrangement in the state, we came to 105 counties because we wanted everybody on a horse to be able to get to the county seat in one day. That's really the reason why we did this. So now we have 105 counties, which is administratively costly and not necessary. We could cut that down to make our government leaner, more efficient. And I don't think we need 125 people in the State House. Every day we sit in Topeka is $50,000 of taxpayers' money, and I think 75 people would be as representative. We don't need 40 senators. There's a couple of us who proposed looking at it, but that didn't go anywhere. It's just simply something where if you make me emperor of Kansas, there are a lot of things that I'm going to change that make things different or what I think are going to be better.
Mike, thanks so much for this time today, but thank you so much for 8 years of extraordinary service to the people of Kansas and Topeka. You have an admirable track record, and I just, my hat's off to you. Greatly appreciate all that you've done, and your focus on the autism bill these last couple sessions has just been tremendous. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I want to, before we shut this off, I want to also commend our mayor, because what goes for me, goes for you in spades.
Oh,
You've been a wonderful mayor, and if you ever build us an overpass on the railroad over here, then your track record will be absolutely perfect.
I hear you. Thanks a lot. You have a great day.
Bye-bye.